All right. I am recording now. So this is the directory contract, and I copied and pasted that in to Discord. And I started with a backtick scala to get syntax highlighting. That sort of works for Rholang. And then I execute the eval command. And the eval command executes on our chain, and then there's an echo command that just shows you what would be executed. And then there's a define command, which lets you define macros, which is what we're going to do later. Here we're just defining a directory contract. And let me cancel this. So
left without taking your egg.
Oh. Is that mine? Thank you. Wow.
Where's mine?
I'm gonna.
If you want to eat, Jim, go ahead. I can fiddle around here for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna just wait a minute here, let it cool a little. And the directory contract returns a new directory. Okay, it returns a set of capabilities. And initially, the capabilities that it returns are a read capability and a write capability, which are defined we can read a key, and it stores an empty map when it creates it. And but when it reads the map channel. It returns the map get key, which if the key doesn't exist will be a nil. And then we have the write contract, which takes a key and a value. Seems like there's something missing here. Takes a key and a value, and it just returns an act, says whether the key was deleted. In the case that the value was nil, it deletes the key. In the case that it wasn't null, it gives the key value. That seems really simple and sort of incomplete. And I can verify that this is the same code. The directory.rho. And it is that simple. Of course, we can always add methods to this and replace it. One of the things it does is is it's since the standard out a defined $directory of the URI so that we can execute it later. And that gets defined as a macro so that we can get the URI by using $directory. And we add improvements to the directory. Let's say we add more methods, signatures to the read and write operations, and load the directory class again. It'll redefine the $directory macro to point to the latest and greatest implementation of directory. And then we simply add some entries, this, that, hello world, delete one, and that it succeeded in the tests, and we can see that $directory is equal to the URI of the directory contract. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a directory for the admin and the members. And this means making a new directory. Now, the issue is, do we want to make a macro that creates a new directory that's general purpose? I think so. So to create a new directory macro is what we're going to be looking at. And we want to look at, let's see, we have a bunch of programs here. And probably vote is a good model, what we want to do. And we want to do a new directory. I'll just call it new dir. .rho. And we're going to have a name of the directory. And we could call it testdir. And we want to we don't really need anything else. I don't think. So we'll just delete the second argument. And we still want to open the person's locker. Which is where we're going to store the items. Okay, and we want to get the inbox. I believe, and oops. You don't have an inbox. Else, at this point, we want to create a directory, and we want to put it. We want to send it to the inbox. But first things first, we want to look up the directory contract. And we want to it doesn't make sense to have another variable here. Then we just call it URI channel. And that has to be the process. And we will change all occurrences of locker channel to URI channel. What? I didn't put a G on it. Oh. So it didn't do it. I'll repeat it. Repeated it. And I think that's all of them. Okay, so now we want to go for they say capital DIR, the directory class from URI channel. Then we want to send to the directory class I think I should make URI channel just return so I can just reuse it. I have return defined here, so I can use it. Now it returns capabilities, so you could say explicitly capabilities here. So we get back to capabilities. And we want to then, whoops. And then we want to send those to the inbox. I'm going to send to the inbox a list. And that list is going to include $name, whatever we're calling this directory that we're creating. Probably wants a category first. But we're not supplying a category to this. But we'll put one in any case. You can always take it out later. We'll call it a directory with a name and includes read write capabilities. So this is where we store the capabilities, and I'm putting them in the inbox because makes it simple. Because if we send these to other people, they're going to go to the inbox, their inbox. So we might as well put them in our inbox to start with, and everybody will have them in their inbox. Okay, and maybe I should say dir admin. Maybe I should spell it out. Directory admin. Name of the directory. Read and write capabilities. Okay, what am I missing? I am missing the yak. And what's this parentheses at the end here? Looks like I got an extra parentheses.
I think that needs to be a square bracket.
Okay. Yeah, I need a square. I do need this parentheses, but I need a square bracket first. Oops. Okay, so I send a list, directory admin, name of the directory, and then the capabilities. Then I need.
Should that thing at the end be a curly brace?
No.
Or doesn't matter?
No, that's just the end of what we're writing, which is at this point is just a list. But what is it that the inbox takes? Oops. I can write a message and a return. That's it. Okay. So the message is a list. And there's a return. Okay, and I don't really need to wait for the return. So I can do a just put a standard out here, which the right just returns a nil. You might want to actually return a message here. And now we'll get an extra nil on the output. I really don't want to write something to ret without. I wonder what happens if we write to a nil here. I mean, we'll probably get an error. I really don't want the result of that, but I'm not sure. So we're experimenting here to see what happens if I send it nil as the channel. Could put something else. And we can say dollar name plus plus UCW created. And we could say, well, we don't have anything else to do here. I think we're all done. We created the directory, right? Does that look good to you?
Yeah, I'm barely following along, but yeah, I'll take your word for it.
I'm curious as to why you're not following. This is just that you don't have that much interest, or you have questions, or some things you don't understand that should be clarified, or you're just not into programming.
Yeah, I maybe a little of all of those, Jim. I've got to have a purpose for everything I do, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this.
Well, we're trying to offer voting to the community. This is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And so, I want to create a directory of admins and a directory of members, of voters. So that when we
Okay.
create a ballot, we can give the voters permission to vote on it. We basically give them a ticket to vote on it. You know, we send it to their mailbox so they can vote on it.
Okay.
I mean, that's where the vote gets the permission to vote is from the mailbox.
So this is like those permissions that Dan was sending out early on when y'all were testing out voting.
Yeah. Capabilities. Object capabilities. Okay, so we have a 4. And we're missing a bracket, it looks like. And I'm going to cheat here and stick one here. We have the else. We have the 4 items in channel, which in parallel, we're going to increment the locker knots. Okay. And then we have the end of the locker, the end of the new. And the new was the first thing. So we have an extra brace here. I don't know how that could happen. Okay, we write this. We row exec it. Row exec it. And we got an unrecoverable syntax error. Ten, 9. We go to 10, 9, and we see that we're missing a par in the previous line. Repeat. Now you can see this echoes out here what it's going to execute. And you can see it's getting the locker for the dummy user. It fills in the URIs, and it fills in the name of the directory that we're creating and sends that to our chain for execution. The other thing I wanted to work on was the user-defined commands.
Say that again.
User-defined commands.
Gotcha.
So instead of saying eval colon dollar quote vote, you say vote colon.
Yeah.
The name of the ballot and the vote. Just to make it a little bit more user friendly. So where am I? I'm 15, line 15. Oh, I have an extra part here. And line 13. Oops. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry, 15. I'm saying 13. Okay, what could be wrong here? This is the end of a 4. I'm at a loss here, Gary.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm not seeing anything either.
The only thing I can think of possibly is a problem with parentheses or something up here. The only thing iffy here,
Well, you said before that you weren't sure what that nil was going to do.
yeah, but syntax error at the beginning of the line, that's,
Okay.
who knows? Let's try making this standard out. See if that has any effect. Yes, that fixed it. But now we have name variable read used in process context at 1366. And indeed. Okay, I see something else wrong here. No, that should be fine. Um, question is the contract address I got back from directory. Is that bungled? Should be bungled. Be right. Okay. So, right. Yes. There. Oh, bungled capabilities. And the director name is bungled also. That's another area I tend to make is I tend to not bungle things. And then they're bungled. Okay, so we have could be the last try. Yeah, it worked. Tester created. Well, it could have used some space in there. But other than that it looks pretty good. Let's take a space in here. Yay! Okay.
Nice work.
So now we just copy this. And we go to our testing channel. Or should we stick it right in the main robots channel? Tick, tick, tick. Scale define. Colon. Dollar. New directory. Well, what do we want to call it? Collab admin.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm defining the macro. I'm not using it. Dollar name. And then I paste in. Whoa, what happened? I didn't get the last two. I didn't get the last line. The whole last line. Woo. Control Z, Control V. That's better. And then we can do an eval, new directory.
You need a colon.
Oops. Thank you. New directory, collab admin. Dollar.
Very nice.
Sweet. Okay, so now we want an add user, right? And then we're done for today. Or for now.
Done for what? For what?
Done for a while. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me just look at the schedule here, see if we, yeah, I'm free this hour, it looks like. But I don't want to overdo it. I think
Sure.
that if we can do add user as simply as this, we're in good shape, right?
Yeah. That was nice. Very nice. I'm excited. We can start using this, can't we?
Yeah. Okay, so what is this? Okay, so we can use this as a model. Although we are doing some different stuff. So I'm going to write this to add user dot row as our template, and then colon E #, editing add user. And then when we get this done, we want to push back to GitHub so that we don't lose anything. We don't break anything. Okay, so we're going to still give directory name. And we're going to give the user. the dummy user here from the command line. What you can see, dummy user.h, oops. Just defines stuff for a dummy user, a private key, a
Gotcha.
locker, and an inbox. And that when we do a row exec, it automatically includes dummy user.h. Okay, so we're gonna open the locker. And we're going to now go back to receive. And then we're going to look up the inbox and we use the percent to concatenate the dollar user. So we open the inbox of the user we want to give permission to. And from that, reading the inbox, we get the inbox. And then we want to send to the inbox wait a second, what am I doing? I think, okay, we're heading the user to a directory. So we got the receive channel. So we don't need to look up anything. Okay, we just need to get the
Get the capabilities.
Right. So we got the receive, and then we want to read the capabilities. And to some extent, I probably just should delete all this stuff. It's just confusing me. Whoops. Um, I probably should have left that a little longer. Um, I want to get an items from the inbox. Let me just put this here for now. And then I'll go back and um, so I want to receive directory admin name, read write. And I need a return channel. Um, and then I do a for and I want to do I want to write Wait a second. No. Okay, I didn't get the dir here. What I did was I got the inbox, right? And I want to write to the inbox. Mm. I'm going to write to the inbox. Um, the directory admin for $name the read. I'm going to write this is a list. Read, comma, write, and just change that. Okay, so and I have a return channel, right? Or and I don't care about the results. Does that look correct? Let's look back at looks right, except for I need to make it a process. And I got to print something out. The only thing this prints out is a nil if it succeeds. I guess that's okay. Wait a second. Dummy user. No, I don't want dummy user to be the user here. I don't want dummy user giving himself permission, adding himself to the admin. Oh, why not? Why not? You could add anybody. And it ran first time.
Wow.
Wow. Oops. Expected nonce 38. Didn't get very far. Okay, so row exec percent 38. Okay, now it's going to define it as 39 for the next time. But if I don't put a number, it doesn't update it.
Huh.
Because it doesn't know that I accessed the locker. Syntax error. How could I get a syntax error now that when it,
I know.
that's bizarre.
You must have done something to that file.
Getting the error right here.
Oh, maybe it didn't get that far the first time.
What's this parentheses? It actually ran code. I don't know how it could actually run code and not have parsed it yet.
Weird.
I mean, it got to the point. That is bizarre. But you see, I have an extra parentheses here.
I see it.
That is really bizarre. Okay, so actually, what I want to do here. Well, it looks like it didn't execute anything this time. I don't know how that could be. I don't know whether I assume the nonce is still 38. So it's better to specify it if you know it, because that gives you one chance to not have to know it. 1336. I think it ran the wrong thing, maybe.
Oh,
13. So it's getting an error at the end of this line. Read write. It reads return. Reads from return. How could it get an error there? How could it get an error here? Is the error still up here?
Oh, you need a parentheses right there.
Oh, silly me. Thank you, Gary. You don't know how helpful it is when you find these little things that are, I just can't, aren't seeing. Okay. A problem, oops. '19. Got an end of file. And
That may be where that one you took out earlier.
yeah, there's another bracket. I don't know why I didn't put it. I didn't see it last time. Okay, when you do it, bang, bang, it executes the last command on the last file that it ran.
Oh, yeah.
First time we run it. But if I hit
Gotcha.
up arrow again, now I see the real, it'll substitute for the present again, the current file. Now it says it's still getting. Yeah, there's another one missing.
Huh.
I don't know why I'm not seeing that. It shows you the matching bracket. Are there any more? Should be easy. And it ran. But it never printed out nil. Why didn't it print out nil? Something didn't work. So we can do a standard out here of adding you just say adding dollar user. That sounds good. We'll put that in par. And then you can add some more debugging. And no, don't need this. I do need this. And we got the inbox. And this is probably where the the um, where the problem is. Okay, so you got two cigarettes going here at the same time. And I forgot the nonce again. So as we probably could have deduced to begin with, was that we failed to get the capabilities. So the receive we know there was a receive. It wasn't nil. We would have gotten an error. So we have the receive. And we write to the receive a list and I think this is the error here. We have a primary key and a secondary key and a return.
Not an array.
But the return is going to be a list. So you have two options here. One is like we can delist it, make it not a list. I mean, this is rather complicated here. I mean, the list I want to return has a tuple is a list containing the tuple of the read and write permissions. Oops. Now, do I have to make these names? That read and that write?
Oh yeah, since you're passing them in a list.
This seems rather convoluted. And it
Yeah.
makes me think that maybe the inbox implementation is wrong.
The structure of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the interface, when we receive something, do we want to receive a list or not?
We're just receiving items or one item.
We're receiving, we're receiving the first one item from the list. And we're stipulating that there's only one item on the list. Which gets me to thinking that maybe I should change the inbox class and the one use case that we have is the vote. And here I receive, and I didn't need an @ sign here. But I had to put an @ sign here, and I used it. So if I fix the if I fix the if I change it so it doesn't return a list, I think it makes the usage easier. I guess my thought is that, you know, if I leave it as a list, then it's possible I could have capabilities followed by something else. The other thing is I can put the capabilities in a list, not in a tuple.
Right.
And so if I take this out, then I would change the new directory to not take the list, to take a list rather than tuple. So let's see if I take this out and I take this out. But if I do that, I take this out here. And this out here. That's better, I guess.
$40.
40. Thank you. Um, $41. And it ran. Still didn't get anything back.
Let me ask you a question. You said back when we started this that something pulled in dummy user.h every time. What does that?
Row exec.
Row exec.
Right, row exec. It's no a script. What? What did I do? What did I do? I did a bang E. I don't know what that did. So this is the row exec script.
Okay, cool.
And this handles the locker nonce and processes the macros. And it includes the global H and the dummy user.h. And then the file. Yeah.
Cool.
I wonder what this will do. Okay. Takes us back to add user. Okay, so this didn't work. Didn't get the capabilities. We're almost out.
Did you have a meeting next hour, Jim?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
We have
I need
governance meeting.
governance or audit committee.
Governance.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess we want to look in the mailbox and see what's in it. We want to read the mailbox. So we no. We want to whoa, I don't know what that was. What would, let me just undo, 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 undo. So we just want to do a receive. Just everything. Do standard out. What did it do? 42?
Yeah.
Well, now it's just got capabilities.
Weird.
Adding dummy user. We got the nil back. But at the same time, we didn't get anything back from the mailbox. Oh. Yeah. Why didn't we get anything back from the mailbox? We did essentially did a read.
Did we already read it and not write it back?
Well, that's one of the whole points of these classes is you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Or you shouldn't have to, unless there's a bug in the inbox class. But here, you know, we're reading it. With one argument, which just sends the whole mailbox and writes it back again. That's bizarre. But time for next meeting. That's weird. I don't know what the next step is.
Yeah, I heard you. I stepped away from my.
Yeah, well, I'm off to the next meeting.
Okay.
It looks like success, except it never printed the capability, the contents of the mailbox, which we did. Oh well. Later.
Okay. Yeah, later.
Thanks for riding shotgun.
Yeah, thanks for allowing me to do this. I learn a lot every time.
Okay.
Bye-bye.